Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. So today we're doing the deep dive, codenamed Burning Hook. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. Stage 1 of the deep dive has regenerative bugs, alien eggs, and crystallized morkite. Morkite, you're just going to look for that blue-gray glow around the level. Regenerative bugs, of course, means that if you don't take the bugs out, they'll start regaining their health until it's full. So it's best to make sure that you completely take out an enemy. Don't let them wander off and come back at you later. You'll see, because they have kind of a gray, greenish glow around them. Speaking of glow, alien eggs, gonna look for that organic looking matter around the level, dig into it towards the pulsing red light, and then drop it into the mule. Depending on how far the mule is, might take a little bit of time before the mule gets to you. Also, depending on how many people are vying for the mule's attention at the same time. Go ahead and drop all that goodies into the mule. Alien eggs, morkite, nitra, and gold. Once you have it all, go ahead and call in for the drop pod and get out. Now, this point, I'd like to point out that the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment where you can play by yourself with your buddy Bosco, or with up to 3 other players, either match-made or pre-made. Just know that if you want to do it by yourself, it will likely take you longer than if you're in a group, and your mileage may vary depending on how experienced people are with the deep dive. So wait for the mule to dock, and then you can get out. Make sure that you take out enemies that are trying to take you out. And then we'll move on to the next stage. Stage number 2.
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or without you.
Alright, stage number 2 of the deep dive has lethal enemies this time around as a modifier. In addition, you're also going to be looking for a quarks and alien eggs. Once again, alien eggs. This time around, you don't have a mule. You'll have a rig that you'll have to drop everything into. And of course, alien eggs, just like before, you're going to look for the organic matter and dig in towards the pulsing red light. That'll tell you where the alien egg is at. Now, every time you grab an alien egg, you have a chance of spawning a swarm. But even if you don't spawn a swarm, you're going to spawn some enemies that are going to come after you because they don't like it when you take their eggs. Drop it into the rig along with the quarks, gold, and nitra, and move on. Now, of course, the quarks, you're going to look for that speckled blue glow around the level, and then dig in and get that big chunk of a quark. It's a large blue crystal. Now, don't forget to keep your eyes open for gold and nitra while you're doing this. And every stage of the deep dive, the gold, of course, will get you credits at the end of the deep dive, and nitra will keep you flush with ammo, grenades, and health during the deep dive. So both are important for different reasons. So grab all the quarks that you need. There may only be 7 on the level in total, so make sure that you're scouring the level, not just for gold and nitra, but for those quarks, so you can move on. Sometimes there's an extra one, sometimes not. So just assume that there's only 7 or however many that you need, and then you know that you have to scour around. It's not on the train scanner or anything, so you have to look with your eyes and keep your eyes open for all that. Call in the drop pod. Now you'll have to wait 2 minutes before the drop pod shows up. And even after the countdown hits 0, you're still going to have to wait about another 30 seconds for the drop pod to actually land. So keep your eyes open and your guns humming so that you're ready to take care of any enemies that are after you. And don't forget, these are lethal enemies, which means that the melee damage is going to be increased. So keep them at arm's length. Take them out before they get too close to you. And even after the countdown is there and the drop pod is in, still keep your eyes open for gold and nitra. But once the pod shows up, you're ready to go. You don't have to wait for a mule because there is no mule on this stage. It'll drop down, open up, and you can get in and out. Then we'll move on to the next stage. Of course, as you're going along, make sure that your teammates are able to make it back to the drop pod as well. Every dwarf that makes it into the drop pod is extra nitra.
Good work, team. New coordinates punched in. Diving.
Alright, on to stage number 3, the final stage of the deep dive. This time we have no modifier, so you can wipe the sweat off your brow from the last two and be glad that it's only alien eggs and 1 dreadnought, but you do have a dreadnought this time around instead of alien eggs and anything else. This week around it is all about those alien eggs. So having a way to move those eggs more quickly around the level might be a good perk to have, but that's, of course, is up to you and your playstyle. Remember that there will be enemies that are coming after you grab one of the eggs, whether you produce a swarm or not. Take care of those enemies and deposit the egg in the mule, and then move on with the stage. Now, the nice thing about dreadnoughts on a stage is that you will be able to see them on the terrain scanner, so you can go directly to them, or you can explore around and look for more gold and nitra if you're running low on either, or if you want more credits. Alright, so this time around we had the Glyphid Dreadnought. Of course, the Dreadnoughts are the boss-like creatures of Deep Rock Galactic. They have an invulnerable stage, a shielded stage, and then a damaged stage or phase. You want to get quickly through this shielded stage to the damage phase, and then do as much damage as quickly as possible while you're in the damage phase before the Dreadnought goes invulnerable again. Now, the Glyphid Dreadnought has lots of fireballs, also pounds the ground in an area attack around it, so don't get caught in that. Also, it spawns little swarmers that'll come after you, so be on the lookout for those from time to time as well. Now, no matter how you slice it, the Dreadnought is going to take a little bit of time in order to take down. So if you have fewer phases to have to deal with, that means more ammo that you're going to be left with instead of being ammo poor at some point. You're going to have to call in more resupply pods, but hopefully you have plenty of nitra in order to make that happen. But once you have all the alien eggs and the Dreadnought taken care of, you can call in the drop pod and make your way out. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
I've got a zip line ready here. For Carl! Let's get out of this way.
successfully retrieved. Make it snappy, team. The drop pod won't hang around forever.
Quit cave brain. I'm on your side.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Thunder from down under.
Here, get into cover.
Good work. We're pulling you back in.
For rock and stone!
PlayStation